Hey guys, what's up? My name is Bri and welcome to my channel. So if you are tuning in for the first time, hello, my name is Bri, nice to meet you. I am a professional actor based in the Orlando area, but I was previously based in the New York tri-state area. So as you can tell by the title of this video, I am going to be talking about self-tapes. Kind of what are self-tapes, why are they important, what stuff do you need for them, and so on and so forth, so that you can create the best self-tape possible right in your very own home. If you are new to the theater community, what is a self-tape? Well, it's exactly what it sounds. You're taping yourself. So it's a way to audition that is used a lot in New York. It's also starting to pop up a lot more in the Orlando area. But especially right now while everyone is still in this coronavirus quarantine, because it's the only way we can audition right now. So some auditions are still happening, theaters trying to audition for their upcoming seasons or for different shows happening in the future, and they're using these self-tapes kind of to keep their pool of applicants open, so that once they are able to kind of get back to work and back to casting, they have plenty of material to look through to find people to fill those slots. So these self-tapes are really important for actors to continue improving their skills and getting good content and good videos of them performing, to be able to send to these companies and ultimately hopefully book a job from it. So another reason why it's important is that this can also create really good reel material. A lot of people think that your video reels, whether that's dance, vocal, acting, all that stuff has to be from live performances of you from like different shows you've done, which that's really not true. All they want to see is you performing in a sense. It doesn't have to be from a live performance. It can be you in a plain backdrop, just doing a self-tape of a song you really love singing or a song that really shows you off. So these self-tapes are really good that if you're singing something for a company and it happens to be like a really great take, or it's something you think that fits your type or shows you off really well, like feel free, like use it again and put it in a reel, or if you're gonna update your reel, like it's a great way to just get a lot of material of a lot of stuff in your book that either you like singing or maybe your new stuff you're trying out, stuff like that. So definitely use this time to kind of build up those reels and get new material to then send out to casting directors or put on your website or something like that. The other thing why they're very important when filming self-tapes is that if you have a good quality self-tape, it shows that you are a professional and that you care about what you're sending out to people, and you care about what you look like and what the quality of your videos are. I'm going to talk about in a little bit the equipment necessary to have a really great self-tape, but it definitely helps in the editing process as well as the equipment you're using. Just have a good quality self-tape, because it really does directly reflect who you are to the casting directors. Because I mean, you're not walking into an audition room, so they don't have that time to kind of chit chat and talk to you to figure out who you are and get your personality. So by having good quality, it at least gives them the fact that you care about your work and you care about what you're putting out to them. So now I'm gonna go into kind of the equipment that I think is needed to have a really great self-tape. So one thing is the camera that you are filming on. So I film on a Canon G7X Mark II, which is a like professional vlogging camera. I use this for all of my videos on my YouTube channel. But you by no means need a fancy schmancy camera like this, because cameras like this do get pricey and are pretty expensive. But honestly, just an iPhone quality video is really great quality nowadays. I used to always film my YouTube videos and my self-tapes on my iPhone, but prior to getting this camera, and I would always get compliments on how they looked and the quality of my videos. But just the one thing I didn't like about using iPhones was that I have an HP computer. Apple to HP doesn't always coincide, and it made editing a little harder for like longer YouTube videos, which is why I got this camera. So if you just have like your classic like iPhone, that works perfectly fine. Just make sure you figure out which way you want to hold it, whether it's vertical or horizontal. I would probably say turn the iPhone horizontal to film, because it'll just look a little better when uploading it to YouTube and stuff like that. So definitely get something to film on. As you can probably see, it's very bright where I am. I'm using a ring light. I think ring lights are a really great thing to have for self-tapes. I just got a new ring light, which is what I'm debuting this, but it ran about $90 on Amazon. It's huge, it's absolutely huge, and it's on a giant tripod stand. So that kind of also eliminates one type of equipment, which is a tripod to put your camera on. If you get a ring light like this, you can attach your phone or your camera to it. So my ring light has a phone clip and a camera hookup on it, so I can use either depending on what I'm doing. I also like to use this for TikToks, which I've been doing a lot in quarantine. So you can kind of use this in both aspects depending on what you're filming on, to get good light and get the proper height for whatever you're filming. And what's really great about this ring light is that it's on like a white setting right now, so it also dims depending on how bright or dull you want it. And it also has orange like warmer lights that you can clip onto it. So if you want a warmer light as opposed to a colder light, which is what I have it on now, you can change that out. So there's a lot of different settings, all different knobs that I can move around, make it higher, lower, forward, back. It is a really great ring light to use, so I definitely recommend it, and I will link that down below on where I found it on Amazon. But before this ring light, I had a much smaller ring light. That is actually this one. So this is probably about 10 times smaller than the one I currently have. This is the ring light part, and it moves around, so I could twist and turn it to whatever I needed, and it had a bunch of these different clips that I could hook my phone onto, or you could hook a microphone onto this one, depending on what height I needed it at. And this worked for, I got this last summer. It worked for a little bit, but it honestly was only about 20 bucks on Amazon, and it wasn't the best quality. So it ended up breaking, and I had to have the company send me a new one, and then it just broke a couple weeks ago, where it's not fixable, so that's why I got this new ring light. So overall, like, it was okay. It was good for like a first ring light type of deal, but I would recommend probably something a better quality like the one I'm currently using, just for its longevity, and just overall quality is a lot better than a $20 ring light off of Amazon. If you're not looking to get a ring light or anything like that, if you have really great natural lighting, which the room I'm going to show you a little bit later of where I actually film most of my self-tapes has really great lighting where I don't need a ring light if I'm filming during the day. So if you're that type of person, maybe just getting a normal like big tripod works great as well. I also have one of those that I used to use before I got this big ring light, but I would still use it now. It's great. It has a camera hookup, which is what I mainly use it for, so you would need some sort of like separate phone hookup if you were using your phone, but it comes in a cute little case and it's super handy. So I'll try and find the link to this and link it down below for you guys as well. But again, all of this is all optional and all up to you as far as what you want to use, because everyone's rooms that they film in is different, everyone's equipment is different, but I would say like this is the type of stuff that really does help me create a really great self-tape. Some other types of equipment you would need to have a blank background and wherever you're filming, so whether that's a white wall, or if you don't have a place in your apartment or your home that is like a good size to just stand in front of and be blank, you can also put curtains or like a bed sheet up. I've seen a lot of people do that just to create a blank canvas, because just essentially casting directors don't want to see your cat in the background or people munching on stuff in the kitchen in the background. They don't want to be distracted because they want to watch you. So by having a blank background, it just provides them with a little more focus, and it helps them to actually be actively listening to what you're giving them and what you're performing at that time. And going along with that, making sure that you're wearing something non-distracting, having just a nice plain outfit that doesn't have a lot of patterns, or doesn't have a lot of like stripes or whatever that's going to take away from your performance. Last type of like equipment you'll need is some type of editing software. So if you have any sort of like Mac computer, they normally come with iMovie on it, which is great. I'd say if you're just using an editing software to do self-tapes, I say iMovie is perfectly fine. I know a lot of people do upgrade to like Final Cut Pro on their Mac because it does work really well with the Mac computers, but that is pretty expensive. It's about $300 to add it to a Mac. So if you're only using the editing software for self-tapes, I say just stick with iMovie. And if you want Final Cut Pro, maybe that's for people that are also doing YouTube videos, stuff like that. I personally have an HP laptop, so I don't have either of those programs. HP used to have Movie Maker that would come on the computers, but this computer I have does not, because they no longer provide that on the computer. So I did have to buy a software to use, but I bought it as like a one-time thing. It was a lifetime membership, and I don't remember it being super expensive, not nearly as expensive as Final Cut Pro. So I purchased Wondershare Filmora, which is honestly great. I have a lot of different features I can use, so it makes my YouTube videos really great quality, and I personally love it. It's been really easy to learn and kind of handle. So I'll provide a link to that down below if you're interested in downloading that. That is all the equipment you will need for self-tape. So now we're gonna get into once you film the self-tape and editing your videos. Please, for the love of all that is good, do not just post the individual clip onto YouTube. Please don't do that, because it does go into that kind of like good quality equals professionalism type of thing with casting directors. They don't just want to click on your link and then you automatically just start singing your song and they have no introduction or no idea what you're singing or who you are. So what I like to do with my self-tapes is that I create an intro and an outro for the self-tapes, and it's pretty consistent throughout any self-tape I do. I have created the intro and the outro and I've just saved them as presets on my software, so that anytime I'm doing a self-tape, I simply just drag and drop it into the beginning and end of the clip, and I just have to edit the name of the song or the name of the monologue, whatever I'm doing, or the company I'm submitting this for. So it takes literally less than 5 minutes for me to edit a self-tape now. So kind of in that intro, I'm gonna have the name of the company I'm submitting for, maybe the name of the role or the show that they're doing that I'm submitting this for, and the name of the song or monologue, whatever I'm doing. Just a generic intro so they know that this is the correct submission for their show or their season or whatever it may be. And I'll also have my name up there, so it'll be like Brianna Graf, Norwegian Cruise Line submission, Heartbreaker, I don't know, something like that. And I have some music underscoring with it, just so it's not just like blank. It just gives it a little pizzazz, I guess, just with no words. And then I'll have a slight fade, and then it goes right into my clip. And then right after the clip is done, it'll fade out into an outro that has all of my contact information. So it has, I believe it has my like email and my website maybe. Since I prefer that people contact me via email, and I think it says thanks for watching on it. So it's just super simple, but it's those little things that then like they make you seem like a professional to the casting directors, because they know they took some time to actually like put something together with this clip and edited it and make sure it looks all pretty and put together. So again, once you kind of set those presets on your software, it really doesn't take a lot of time at all to just kind of piece them in and send out the clip. Also, a big thing with self-tapes, a lot of casting directors will specify they want it, they want your submission uploaded as an unlisted YouTube link. And unlisted means the only people that can view that video are people that have the link to the video. Because essentially casting directors don't want their cuts of music out to the public. It's more private information maybe, or they only want to be the ones to view it type of deal. So you're just gonna hit unlisted and then hit publish, and then you'll a link will pop up and you just copy that link into the email with your submission. So super simple, and that's pretty standard across the board that a lot of casting directors want an unlisted YouTube link. Now we're gonna go on to when submitting your video. So you've made the clip, you've edited it, you've uploaded it to YouTube with your unlisted link, and now you're ready to just finally send in the submission. So what you're gonna do is normally by email is how casting directors want it. Some have their own private forms or private websites to upload it to, but a lot of them do use email still. So you'll put in their email. I suggest making a little blurb about yourself to kind of tell them who you are. Especially if they're casting directors they don't know you very well, or they're a new company you're submitting to. So just, I think I say like, hi so-and-so, my name is Brianna Graf. I'm a recent BFA musical theater graduate from Florida Southern College. These are some of the companies I've worked with recently, and I always bold those companies because they won't always like read your whole blurb. So I kind of highlight the exact information I want them to read, because a lot of people are connected through the industry. So if they see you wrote to the company they are connected with, that might work in your favor. So, and then I simply say like, below I provided my headshot and resume and my submission. Thank you so much for your time and for the opportunity, something like that. So something like personalized that shows them who you are, but is also very professional and polite. Copy and paste your link to your unlisted YouTube video. And then a big thing that I always recommend to people is to put your headshot and your resume in the body of your email. Most times you will have to provide your headshot and resume with your link, very standard, but a lot of people put them as attachments in the email, and the only problem with that is that a lot of times if it's a new company or a new email you're sending to, if you have a lot of links or attachments in your emails, they're gonna go to spam or junk most times to those casting directors. And I learned this from a workshop and a masterclass I did with a casting director in New York. Copy and paste those headshot and resume into the body of your email, right below your link or right below your salutations, whatever, so that they can just continue scrolling through the email to find all the information they need. They don't have to keep clicking on links and new tabs popping up. It's just, it makes their life a lot easier. And again, just a reminder to be kind and be polite, and do not try to follow up with those casting directors a week later saying, hey, did you get my email? Or hey, did you get my submission? Because especially nowadays, you have no idea when people's shows are going to actually be running, or when rehearsals are going to be starting, or when they need to cast by, because we don't really know what's going to happen in the world right now. So they could be using your submissions months from now when they actually get to start casting again. So just send it off and let the world take it where it needs to be, and if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And if they really want you, they'll email you back saying they want callback information or they have an offer for you, something like that. That's all the notes I have on self-tapes. So let me go show you kind of where I self-tape and kind of what my setup looks like for that, so you can kind of see me, give an idea of what you want to do. Okay guys, so I'm now in the room where I normally film my self-tapes. This is actually in an outside bathroom outside of my house. It's like next to our pool or whatever. It's a little full bath, but it's actually a really great place to self-tape. As you can see, I have white walls behind me, so I usually stand back here. And this room is actually soundproof. We figured out that I can be like belting my face off in here, and my roommates in the house can't even hear me. So that's really great for my self-esteem, to make sure no one can hear me while I'm self-taping, so I can just focus. And there's really great acoustics in here, and actually the natural lighting is really great, as you can see as well. So I don't even need to have the lights on or have a ring light in here, as long as it's daytime, because the natural lighting is good enough and gives me good enough quality in here. As you can see, this is my Canon G7X Mark II that I normally film on. This is my little like mini bendable tripod I usually vlog with. So I'll just take this setup and I'll put it inside of this like medicine cabinet. So I'll put my camera kind of set up right here. I'll like twist it up or whatever, and it'll point directly at me. So I love this bendable tripod because I can kind of bend it all around this medicine cabinet. It stays perfectly sturdy. This gives me a really great tool to use to be able to set up no matter where I am or where I need to self-tape. So it sits in the medicine cabinet. I'll stand kind of right about here, do my song, do my monologue, whatever. It's from the waist up. So unless they specify that they want a full body shot, which sometimes they do, I will self-tape in here, but I'll show you where I self-tape. They need full body in just a minute. But I basically stand right here next to this blank wall. I'll crop it so you can only see the blank white wall. So again, natural lighting looks really great. I can turn a light on that will be facing me, like above the camera. So to do that, the camera will adjust. But I just think the lighting looks a lot better with the lights off, and using the natural lighting as it focuses. So that's kind of my normal setup. But let me go show you where I film if I need a full body or something with a little more movement. As you can see, this is what I look like with the camera on the ring light. It's at like medium strength or medium light, whatever. So just kind of by my spotting against the white wall. I would probably lower this a bit or back it up so you can see full body. But some casting directors do want a full body shot just to kind of see like what your body frame is, or maybe like they have specific costumes they need to fit you in, so they need to see pictures of your profile or your full body, something like that. So that's just something to keep in mind if they are asking for that, to find a room that does have a big blank wall that you can show them head to toe in, and still has good lighting like this. Alright guys, so I think that is everything there is to do with self-tapes. I hope you found this video helpful. But thank you so much for watching. As always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on all social media at Graf100 on Instagram or TikTok. And I will see you all next time. So thank you so much. Bye!